right, this is it. This is what you wait 7 days for. It's What's the Point on WDJO every Saturday, 8 a.m. And today, I will tell you right now, whatever you're doing, stop. Because we have the guest of guests. To have him come here today, I'm touched. I'm verklempt. I really am, really. And you may even want to call him, talk to him, because it's 513-563-1480. The one and only Kim Nuxhall. I mean, I can't believe you're here live and in color. It's great. I love you. I love Daddy. I love Joe Nuxhall. He was my guy. You know, I pinched the bear a little bit at times, but he pinched me. We had a great relationship. I miss him daily. I really do. I turn the Reds games on, and I do listen. I follow the Reds, but without Marty and Joe, it's just, to me, and I grew up with them, so I'm sure the kids in this generation now will feel the same way with the announcers here, but it's wonderful seeing you. I'm touched that you're here.
Great to be here. I appreciate you having me down, Andy. Thank you.
Well, let's talk a little bit what I call the other Nuxhall, because everybody knows about Joe, Hall of Famer, the man loved. I mean, really, when you think about it, I have never, ever heard anybody say a bad word about him. Maybe an umpire. Maybe an umpire, perhaps. I don't know. Or
two or three.
But no one has ever. But let's talk about you. What was it like growing up in that household as a youngster, having a daddy who's a major league pitcher? I mean, that'd be great, really.
You know, it was a different life. You know, as I creep along in years, I reflect more and more about that. But, you know, growing up, I knew it was a different life, but he was just Dad, you know. But gosh, the experiences, you know, I was sharing with you earlier a little bit, talking about my first experiences of going down to Crosley Field, you know, and shagging fly balls. I can still smell the grass and smell the hot dogs and so on down there. But yeah, it was a unique life. I got to do, you know, go on road trips when I was younger. So we had the father and son games. I don't know if you've seen some of the old photos. No. So yeah, but it was great. It was different. Like I said, we had to do things a little different. I think we ate dinner at 3:30 because Dad left for the ballpark, you know, and he was gone a lot. Thank goodness for Mom. She was certainly the rock star of the family, you know. Dad would have the road trips, so she was home with my brother and I. But she was special. So I'm very, very fortunate, very fortunate.
When did you find out that he was the youngest player to ever play in the major leagues at the age of 15? That to me, when you tell that story, I mean, you know, there are records out there, you know, 714 home runs, over 3,000 hits, over 300 wins. You know, Kershaw had 3,000 strikeouts last week. 15 to play in the major leagues? I mean, that's unheard of. Never happened.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing it when I was younger and so on. But as I dug into it a little more, especially after his passing, I found out some interesting things. You know, when he was younger, found out at age 8, 9, and 10, his dad had him playing with adults in a Sunday league when he was just 8, 9 years old. And then how he was discovered out before he was actually 14 years old when he was discovered. You know, his father was a great ball player, and they were actually interested in signing him. And it's quite a story. And it's when I think of Dad and that record, one thing that stands out, I always think about Dad's humility. You know, he was always embarrassed that people would call him a celebrity. But, you know, I think about this. I never heard him ever tell anyone he was the youngest player ever. He never mentioned it. Yeah, I thought, yeah, that's the humility of Dad right there. You know,
it's something. I mean, they don't make him like him anymore. I mean, I would say they just don't. And you know, I'm going to go public with this because I think because he was the youngest player to play, I wrote to the postal system in Washington, D.C., try to get a stamp for him. I mean,
that would have been.
And we try. It's going to happen. Yeah. It's still going to happen. We tried. We got a rejection. But, you know, because every idiot out there has a stamp. I mean, and believe me, I'm not saying that Joe Noakes is in that category, but, you know, he should. And with that record, it's a tremendous record.
That'd be a cool honor for sure.
No doubt about that. But now you're here because you did something that kind of carries his name forever, the Joe Nuxhall Miracle Leagues. Let's start from the beginning. It was his idea. He wanted to do it. What exactly is it, and how did it start?
So how it started, I was actually watching HBO Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. And if you remember Frank DeFore, he was with Sports Illustrated. Yeah. Frank would do these special stories, and he found this story about a little girl in little town outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and she had brittle bone disease, and she would come home with all the paperwork to play softball and soccer and basketball, and her mother would constantly have to say, Lauren, you can't play sports. All of a sudden, the mother and her friends, I guess, got this simple idea to build a ball field out of rubber. Well, if we build a field that's rubberized where kids in wheelchairs and walkers can play ball. And they did it. They called it the Miracle League, and I saw that, and I wow. And Dad was still living at the time. I got a hold of the organization. They sent me the DVD, and
Wow.
Dad and I sat in his basement, and I plugged it in, and we both watched it, both in tears, and I think we just kind of looked at each other and said, someday, somehow, some way, we're going to do that. Gets me teared up thinking about. And, he unfortunately passed away. He saw the prints, the blueprints of the facility, but he passed away before we opened. So it took almost 5 years of raising money and gathering amazing people. It's an amazing community story of how this came to be. The facility, if we were to have built it in 2012, fully paid for it, it would have been a $3 million facility. $2.5 million was donated in labor and materials, and that's an incredible story in itself. IBW Electric Union, for instance, probably $250,000 of labor and just all the electric materials and just so on and so forth. And it was all about relationships. When I look back, that Dad made, I was able to get into doors, certainly because of Dad's reputation, and friends I made, high school teammates, students I taught. It was an amazing community project, and can't believe I'm shaking my head just thinking we're in our 13th year this year.
Wow.
But we serve over now 400 players, ages 4 to we had a 79-year-old. He had just turned 80. Was ready to play last year. Our buddy Tish's brother-in-law, and unfortunately he passed away.
But it's funny. We do this show every Saturday. What's the point? And we do in conjunction with the Point Arc in Covington. And the guests that we have on this show, autism, whatever the disease, whatever the IDD might be, they're here. And they usually have some sort of a connection. We had Empower, and the young lady from the Empower, she has a son with special needs. In your situation, you just did it because you watched the thing on TV. There was no real connection, I don't think. Is there?
Well, actually, people ask me that too. Why was your dad interested in helping the special needs? So, a couple of things. First, a lot of people don't know Dad had a little sister, and just after he signed his contract at age 15 on February 18th, 1944. A week later, his 2.5-year-old sister developed pneumonia and passed away. So I think that planted a seed with him and his compassion for kids. And his brother, Bob, my Uncle Bob, had a daughter with severe disabilities, and actually we were born within 24 hours of each other. And that planted a seed for myself and our family. We saw what my Uncle Bob went through, and my Aunt Pat and their sisters, raising a child with special needs. So I think that planted those seeds of empathy and compassion. When I look and think back on my life, all the amazing things I got to do. My cousin Shauna, she's going to spend her life in a facility. So that's humbling. It's very humbling.
And I'm sure when you went out knocking on doors and looking for the fundraising for the project, you realize everybody has some sort of a connection with special needs.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It doesn't have to be really serious. Like I have two sons. One has high functioning autism. And I didn't know that, and I never knew what autism was, to be honest.
Right.
But you find out that more often than not, there are people, children, relatives, whatever it may be. So it's out there.
Right.
And to do things like you're doing opens up a lot of eyes, which is great. Not only are you helping people, but you're making them aware that this is what's going on, and we're here to help you.
Right. And I think that's why it's grown so much. We started first year, I think, with 25 youth players, and now we're almost over 200 now.
And they're not ashamed.
Right,
that's the beautiful part of it. Is they have it, but they're proud to say, I have it. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to perform like everybody else. I'm going to play, and there are others like me, which is great.
Exactly. That's the great thing about I went to the game last night, our adult league game. It's a community in itself, and these people, the families, can relate to other families. Oh, my son or daughter has that, and they can talk and so on. They become friends. We've seen those friendships develop over the year. And the other thing, Andy, is the impact on others who come and visit. We have ball teams that come and volunteer. They might be a buddy for our kids. So we're exposing kids who normally may not have any exposure to a young boy or girl in a wheelchair. Now they're helping that young boy around first base or so on. So, again, that's one of my passions is character education, and, how you teach empathy and compassion is give kids experiences. So I really love that about the fields, too, is it brings high school kids, young kids out to experience kids with special needs. So I think that's a ripple effect,
You said you watched the thing on HBO, and there were rubber fields. Are your fields rubberized?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So they're rubberized, yeah. So the kids can maneuver around. We have nice large dugouts, nice large area behind. Over the years, we've added accessible playgrounds. We have bocce. We host the state bocce tournament. There's actually Special Olympics bocce. So we have a local Butler County bocce team. They practice and play there. And about 4 years ago, we opened up an 18-hole wheelchair-accessible miniature golf course.
Wow.
So all of our kids and players are members of the club. So it's their club. So they have their own putter, their own ball, and they have a code so they can come and play anytime. So you might go out there today and see one of our families playing. So.
Is there anything like the Miracle Leagues anywhere at all?
So there are other Miracle Leagues in the country. I imagine now there's probably over 300
Anything
all
in
over the
Ohio
country.
like it?
There is. The Reds Community Fund built one in Dunham Park, I think the year before us. There's one in Findlay, Ohio. There's one in Dublin, Ohio. There's one in Springboro, Ohio. And I feel like I'm missing one. But, yeah, it's starting to grow. So one of the things we'd love to do someday is host kind of a regional type tournament kind of thing. Yeah.
Let me go back in time. Let's start from the beginning here, because you're down in the basement and you looked at the HBO and you said you're going to do it. You and Dad looked on the VCR, whatever it may be. Okay, how do you start? and how do you know how much it's going to cost? How do you know how many fields? How did it begin? What was the first? And there had to be a day you say, wait a minute, it's a great idea. I just don't think we could do this.
It's funny you say that. I remember thinking those same things. Now what do we do?
I do that. I did that in college when I was doing term paper. I can't do this.
So, yeah, I'm teaching elementary school phys ed, and I always say character education. And so I've never run a foundation. So I just, started talking to people. We had a local foundation, Fairfield Community Foundation. We met with them. They helped us get started. And then it was really all about connections. A guy I played football against in high school, Derek Howard. Derek, star football player at University of Michigan. He was an architect. He donated his services and designed it for us. And again, so many connections, and it just kind of snowballed from there. We struggled to raise the money. Then once we got rolling, people just climbed on board.
We got to continue this, because this is a story that should be a movie. It really should be, and I think one day it may very well be. I think, the Joe Nuxhall story, the Miracle League. But Kim Nuxhall is our guest. You could join him at 513-563-1480. It's a wonderful situation, doing God's work. That's what he's doing right here. And we want to tell you that we wouldn't be here without our people, River Metals Recycling, A&P Heating and Air Conditioning, Western and Southern Financial Group, the great John Barrett, Western and Southern. We're going to get him in here one Saturday. We really will. Big Blue Moving, Nathan Thompson, of course. Evan and Nathan are there. And Window World with John O'Sleeka right here on WDJO.
Big Blue Moving and Storage has been voted Kentucky's #1 moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across country, we have you covered. Our highly trained moving crews are among the top in the nation and can make your move quick and stress-free. We only employ the best of the best, and our movers are the highest paid in the area, which is why we like to say, happy movers make happy customers. From packing and moving to unpacking, organizing, and even storage, Big Blue can do it all, or we can quickly come move the big stuff. We leave that decision up to you, allowing you to control the cost of the move. We charge a flat hourly rate that is prorated to the minute, and our clock doesn't start until we get to your home. Our pricing is clearly outlined on our website, and there are no hidden fees. Big Blue Moving is locally owned and operated in Florence, Kentucky. This means from mover to manager to owner, we take pride in what we do and truly cherish the reputation we've built. So if you want to experience a whole new way of moving, give us a call today at 859-608-BLUE. Big Blue Moving. Just move it.
Did you know that recycling is not only great for the environment, but also a good source of cash? At River Metals Recycling, every pound of scrap metal we buy is turned into something new again. That old car or refrigerator in your garage can be used to make a new bridge or even a hospital bed. Come visit either of our 2 Greater Cincinnati River Metals Recycling locations to help reduce waste, conserve resources, and protect our environment. Learn more at r-m-recycling.com.
You know, it's easy to turn your unwanted, broken, or unused gold and silver jewelry and coins into needed cash. Gold and silver class rings, wedding bands, and coin collections can all be turned into needed cash fast at Franklin Street Coin Company in Evendale. They are paying more because they buy more. Get the highest prices available fast at Franklin Street Coin Company, a proud sponsor of Ohio State sports. Go Buckeyes!
Success is often determined by how well you plan and prepare for life's biggest moments. It's the confidence that comes from knowing you and your loved ones are protected for generations. You can rest assured knowing you've made the right choice, placing your trust in Western and Southern. From life insurance to retirement and investments, Western and Southern helps provide the peace of mind you need so you can be in the moment with the ones you love. Visit westernsouthern.com/rest assured to get started today.
What's the point? Every Saturday, 8 a.m. on WDJO, where the music is. We're 99.5, 107.9 FM, 1480 AM, and worldwide on the iHeart app. And you could get us at 513-563-1480. I think you may want to do that because today a very special guest, the one and only Kim Nuxhall from the Joe Nuxhall Miracle Leagues. And we talked about planning. I mean, how do you know where do you want to do it, the land, how many fields? In your mind you had it. Forget about the fundraising. We'll get to that. But how do you know how big, how many fields?
Yeah, we were very fortunate with that. We had a site in mind, and it fell through, and we were kind of lost at the time. What do we do? So I approached the city of Fairfield, and they happened to have a plot of land available that they really weren't going to use, and it just worked out beautifully. And ironically, the land was a farm that the city would let a local farmer farm that property. So when we opened in 2012, we were completely surrounded by corn. So you already know the feeling there.
Right.
Kind of a neat moment.
Field of dreams.
Yeah. We had a really special moment that day. We had nearly 1,000 people for the opening, and we had the vintage Reds players there, you know, all dressed up in the 1869, I think it was, uniforms. And, well, we had Sean Casey there, and we snuck them into the cornfield. No one knew they were there. Then we did the Field of Dreams moment. It was special.
So how do you know how many fields you want?
Well, so, yeah, we just I don't know why we really wanted to think about hosting large events, so we just decided to go with 2 fields, and it worked out fine. Yeah. Right. I mean, we're to the point. We could probably use another field, but we'll start probably adding days to the week of the.
Okay,
of the
so
league,
you put that to paper. You got on the blueprint. You got 2 fields. You got the land. You got that. So now you had to buy the land. You had to build a field. Find out how much the cost was. So did you figure out prior to knocking on doors how much this project would cost? Right.
From our architect, he gave us a rough idea, but. The city donated the land, so that was a great start for us. Yeah. And like I said, we had fundraisers. We did anything and everything we could. We raised a fair amount of the money, but like I mentioned before, so much of it was in kind. I can go down a huge, long list of
the
in
Hatton
kind.
Foundation.
The Hatton Foundation. That's a neat story. I played ball with Walt Lunsford, who was the head of the foundation. We met with him. He asked about what we were doing, and I explained it to him, showed him the HBO video, had it on a laptop, and he watched it. I closed the video, and he said, "We'll give you $500,000 matching grant." So
That's amazing.
that was a That
was there any
launch
opposition? Because I know I'm at the point, the Ark, and sometimes we build the residential homes.
Mm-hmm.
There may be some people say we don't want, quote, those people in our
Right?
neighborhood.
No, not at all. No, we couldn't have been welcomed
That's great.
any better than
And
the city
politically,
of
the
Fairfield.
mayor was there. And all the
Yes,
politicians.
absolutely.
And they
All-
probably took
all on
credit for
board.
it, of course. But that's the way it is. You know? All right. And you got the land, you got that, and the opening when you had the grand, I guess, ribbon cutting.
Right.
What
right.
was that like? Who was
Yeah.
there for that?
Like I mentioned, having Sean there was special, and Mom, of course, was there for that. So we had a big, long line of all the people who helped. That was impressive. Over 100 and some of those. What was great about it is competitors who normally would bid on jobs against each other. They put their egos aside, all for the good of the community. So it was a special day, no doubt about it. July 28th, 2012.
Wow.
Yep.
It's almost anniversary time.
Yep.
Really?
Coming up, our Nuxie Bash.
On the 26th.
On the
Where's that going to
26th,
be
yeah.
at Bash?
Be down there at the fields. We have a little celebrity softball game, which is fun. We have some of our players playing against some local celebs, and then we top it off with, and I can't say enough about him, Joe Rossi donates a fireworks show just for our kids
He's from
that night.
Fairfield, isn't he? I think.
No,
he's not.
not sure. I feel like he lives in the Harrison area, I think. Yeah. Joe's a wonderful supporter of what we do.
The question I have, obviously, there's a need. You can never go out and not help individuals like that enough.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you know there was a need for it in the Fairfield area?
I think working in the schools myself, we had a connection with Butler County Developmental Disabilities, so we got some input from them as well. And I think just being in the community and seeing the kids in the schools and so on. And we knew there was a league out in Hamilton as well, the Challenger League, which is similar to what we do. So yeah, we're just familiar, just living in the community.
It's funny, you've been teaching. How many years did you teach about?
I taught 32.
32
years,
and you've
yeah.
seen it change, because I'm sure when you started, there was no such thing as a special ed teacher.
Right.
And
right.
that changed. When I was in school, they used the stupid R word.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and
I know.
if someone
Yeah.
was slower to an extent,
Right.
they
Right.
put them in the corner and
Right.
leave them back.
Right.
Things have really changed and
Yes.
have come to the forefront, which I think is great.
Yes.
And I guess most schools now have special ed
Yes.
teachers.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've come a long way with that, and I know I would really love to look at other counties in the nation really and see if they can stack up against what our county does. We have some amazing organizations. There was a
Right.
group out last night, Inspiration Studios. It's all about art for kids with special needs, and it's incredible what these kids can do with art.
It is an amazing
Yeah.
situation, and you go to college now, you can major in special
Right,
education, which
exactly.
they never had that before.
Right,
It's crazy.
right, right.
There's a gentleman, I saw this fellow on, I think it was Instagram, I Googled him. His name was Vincent Jackson. He gives free haircuts, an African-American man, lives, I think, in Bond Hill, gives free haircuts to kids with autism.
Oh.
He's going to be a guest here on August the
Awesome.
9th.
Awesome.
Which is great. I looked at. He's been like on national. I think he's been Kelly Clarkson on our talk show. So
I think I've seen him. I know
he's
who you
been
mean.
all over.
Yeah.
We're going to get him in here on the 9th of August. But so you open up, you broke the ground. How do you get the participants? And is it free? How does it work? Say, in other words, if I have a child with special needs, is it mostly with wheelchairs? Is it autistic? What is it like?
We cover the whole spectrum. Physical, emotional, intellectual. We cover it all. Facebook was huge for us and still is. Getting the word out. Our Facebook page, we have almost 14,000 followers now.
Really?
So the word's out there all over the world, and a website. We have been very fortunate support we've gotten from the local TV and radio stations such as you all, and and people just it's like word of mouth too. One family plays and tells another family, et cetera, et cetera.
I would think it wouldn't be as big if you didn't have the Joe Nuxhall name. If you just said the
No doubt.
the Miracle
no
Leagues
doubt
of
about it.
Fairfield would
Yeah.
not be as big as the Joe
Probably
Nuxhall
so.
Miracle
Yeah.
League.
Like I said, Dad set the foundation for sure.
No doubt.
And the life he lived, and I tell that to young ball teams that come out about how you treat people when you're younger.
Right.
I always tell them if Dad would have been an obnoxious bully to people, no one would ever have anything to do with us. But that's how he treated people when he was younger. It really helped us out, and still is, really.
What I love about the Joe Nuxhall Miracle Leagues is that his name is going to be there forever and ever, which I love. And what bothered me, and I'm changing the topic a little bit, I used to love the Star of the Game show.
Oh, yeah.
They don't do that on the radio anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody wants to go down to the locker room like he did, the clubhouse. Or maybe the athletes just don't want to do it. They don't want to talk to him.
Right.
And he would get, towards the end, he'd get a little PO'd. And I wouldn't blame him. The guys wouldn't talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't show.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but that was a great show. It really was.
Yeah.
They gave him a gift certificate, whatever it may be.
Right, right.
I don't know who. I think Jeff Brandley could probably do it. He could probably pull it off.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, I think they need to try to go back and do that
Well,
again.
it'd be fun. It'd be fun.
So people came, and they just, do they pay? And then if you have a kid in a wheelchair, he wants to be part of it.
We did want the parents to have a buy-in, so I think it's $20, and
Really?
they get their jersey and the hat and so on, and we try to provide.
For $20 a year?
Yes, yeah,
That
So-
still?
yes, yeah, and then our concessions. We have sponsors for our concessions. Everything's $1 at our concessions, so we try to make it affordable. We try to provide unique experiences. Our whole thing is to give them a major league experience. So we have a video board, so we put their image up on the board. We have walk-up music. We have announcers.
Wow.
And then we do special events. Last night was Joe Cool night, so the kids got a wristband. We have a
Joe
mascot, Joey the Can-Do Kangaroo is our mascot. So we're doing a lot of things with that, and they all got sunglasses last night. One of the all-time great events happened a few weeks ago. We had the Savannah Bananas come out.
They did?
They came out to our fields, yeah.
Unannounced, or they knew?
We knew. We had gone down there a few years ago. One of our board members reached out to them and asked if we could have a board retreat. And we went down, and I'll tell you, I don't know what you know about them. It's an amazing story and organization.
I'll tell you a story after this.
Yeah, so when we heard they were coming to Cincinnati, I shared with Tyler, our executive director, I said, why don't we ask them, see if they'll come out? We had games on Saturday, and lo and behold, they did. And here's what's neat about it. They played Friday night, as you know.
Right. Saturday
morning, our game started at 9. They all volunteered. 30 of those players volunteered to sign up and come, to get up. They always sleep in the next morning.
Right.
But they volunteered and came out. We had Jungle Jim out there with giving out free bananas.
That's wonderful.
It was a neat
I'll tell
thing
you
for
a
our
story
kids.
which I was blown away by this. Your man Larry Tisch.
Yeah.
He's my guy. He's from
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I write for the Brooklyn Daily Eagle. I grew up in Brooklyn, so twice a week I write for that paper.
Right.
So I got a credential for the Bananas to cover the little piece in the Brooklyn Eagle on them, right? I sent the clipping down to their place down in whatever it is, I forget. Like 3 days later, I got a box in the mail. I said, what the heck is this? I said, I didn't buy anything. I opened a thank you note for the coverage and a hat.
Oh, there.
Not that I'm a big hat guy, but a banana hat.
Amazing.
I mean, this is something that PR guys don't do anymore.
Amazing.
Yep. Thank you. I mean, PR guys right now, I think they're hired to say no. They really are. They'll put out fires. You need to reach out and meet people. I was blown away that they would do something like that. Really, it was tremendous. So you got them. You got people coming in there, $20 a year. If you're on a wheelchair, if you're autistic, have Down syndrome, whatever it may be. Right. So you're coming in there, and you basically have volunteers to tell them what team these people are on.
Correct. Volunteer coaches and so on. Yes. Yeah.
And it's open every day or just the weekend?
So, yes, we have the two leagues, our spring youth league and our adult league. And then we have a fall youth league coming up here end of August. We'll start the fall youth league. So.
And how many kids total are in the league?
So we're knocking on the door of over 400 now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Kim Nuxhall is here. I tell you what, only for 30 more minutes, you got a shot there. There you go. Kim Nuxhall right here. What's the point? We're on WDJO.
For answers you can trust. Rest assured, Western and Southern's family of companies is always here. Visit westernsouthern.com/rest assured to get started today.
Smiling, never gentle on my mind.
Andy Furman for my longtime friends at A&B Heating and Air Conditioning. Hey, you know what? They're family owned and operated, and they've been keeping the tri-state area comfortable since 1966. They're an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, one of the most trusted and reliable brands for your home or business. Now is the time to service your air conditioning system, and don't forget about your air filter. Regular maintenance of your system and checking for refrigerant leaks will help you avoid utility overpayments, discomfort, and the possibility of high repair bills when the unit is at its highest demand. If your system is in need of upgrading, A&B will design a new system to provide you with lower utility costs and improved indoor comfort. A&B Maintenance Plus plan includes a 15% discount on repairs, no overtime charges, prolonged equipment life, priority scheduling, and, most important, your 100% peace of mind guarantee. To find more information or schedule your service, call or text them at 859-525-0100. You may also find valuable coupons at abhvac.com.
Prescription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hello, Cincinnati. John from Window World here. Did you know Window World is the largest exterior remodeler in America? Check us out for your next siding project. We have vinyl siding, we have insulated siding, and we have several different composite siding to compete with our competition. 40 or more colors for you to choose from. Find out more about your siding options at windowworldcincinnati.com.
Cincinnati, get ready. The legendary sound of the Electric Light Orchestra is back, live. The orchestra, featuring former members of ELO and ELO Part 2, is coming to the Taft Theater on Friday, October 3rd. Experience all the classic hits, Evil Woman, Living Thing, Don't Bring Me Down. Performed with a stunning accuracy to the original recordings. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and the Taft Theater box office. The orchestra, one night only. Don't miss it.
WDJO.
Put me in, Coach. There you go. Kim Nuxhall's here. He's the coach. There's no big deal about that. I tell you what. The late Joe Nuxhall, we love him to death. Everybody in Cincinnati does. This is What's the Point on WDJO. I want to thank our sponsors, as always, River Metals Recycling, A&B Heating and Air Conditioning, and, of course, Western and Southern Financial Group. Big Blue Moving. Evan and Nathan Thompson, and Window World with the wonderful Johnny Oslinka. Okay, now, Kim Nuxhall, let's get into this. When is the facility open? Well, no, before that, you went out to Savannah. And you saw a guy in a Boston Red Sox jersey. Let's hear this. This is good.
Yeah. So when we took our board down for the retreat, they also invited us to a game that evening. We're in the clubhouse with the players, and I walk out, and I see this gentleman in a Boston jersey, and boy, he looks familiar. And lo and behold, it was the spaceman, Bill Lee, and found out he pitches every so often. I don't know if he still is, but it was fun to talk to him. You know, I ask him, if he remembered Dad, and he went on the whole story, and so it was fun. It was fun.
That's great.
Yep.
All right. Now the facility is 13 years, right? Going to be bar mitzvah this year. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
When is it open? What are the days of activity? Because you said the kids have a card for the miniature golf. They can come anytime.
Right, they can come anytime. So our games our youth league plays on Saturday and adult plays on Friday. And one of the other things we do is provide it for our local schools. So just day before yesterday, we had Fairfield bring their summer special needs class out.
Wow.
So we'll serve probably by the end of the year over 1,000 special needs kids, because we'll have schools from all over, Centerville, you name it, in the area. Our doors are open to come out and play ball, and they can play miniature golf as well. So it's great activity for the kids.
And this can't be done without big-time staffing. I know you're there. But do you have a full-time staff, a paid staff? How does it work?
Well, actually, only one. So I'm a volunteer. Everyone else is a volunteer. We have Tyler Bradshaw, who is an amazing young man. We're very fortunate to have Tyler. Tyler
He's the director.
Is the executive director. So other than that, it's all strictly voluntary. Now with our leagues, the Great Miami Valley YMCA operates our youth league, so that's a huge plus for us. And Therapeutic Recreation is an adult organization, and they handle all the logistics of the adult leagues. So basically, we're providing the venue, and we help with all the experiences and the in-game things as well. But our big thing is really taking care of the facility. I think one of the great compliments we get is people can't believe it's 13 years old because of how we keep it, and that's kind of one of our goals is to keep it Disney-like, we call it.
Wow. Yeah. I'm curious about the executive director, Tyler, because it's not a position that many people long to get. So he has to have some connect. Does he have a connection with an IDD individual?
So I met Tyler. He was doing the PA announcing for the Hamilton Joes, the Wood Bat League, and that's how I became to know Tyler. And he actually worked for Miami University for 10 years, and we brought him onto our board. And Tyler's just a dynamic young man. He truly has the heart and passion for what we do, and he's extremely talented. And we couldn't be more fortunate to have Tyler at the helm, I'll tell you.
This is an amazing situation. So in other words, parents who have relatives or people in their family with an autistic, Down syndrome, whatever, they would call you, or could they just show up and say, "Here's $20, put my
so
kid in the league?"
We do pre-registration. So most of them contact us online, our Nuxhall Miracle League website. Yeah.
What is the website?
NuxhallMiracleLeague.org. Yeah.
Wow.
And like I said, Facebook has been really huge for us in getting the word out. So yeah, they reach out to us, and again, families talk to other families, and YMCA has a lot of connections too. So
how does one become a volunteer? Because I'm sure after hearing your speech, they want to get involved.
Right. Same thing. Just contact us on our website. Again, on Facebook, they can message me or message us on our website page, Facebook page. So yeah.
Let's give a shout out to our good friend Lance McAllister, because you're honoring him.
We are.
That he's done a lot for you guys.
He sure has.
He's a good man.
Sure
I
has.
love him.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I should talk to him about this. What was the connection between the Joe Nuxhall Miracle Leagues and himself? I mean, he doesn't have any. Thank goodness, any special needs in his family.
Yeah, Lance has just been a huge supporter, as you know, of Dad's.
Right.
And he's been out to the fields anytime we ask for anything from him. But just seeing all that he does, not only for us but the community, and no matter what organization it is, Lance is there to support him. And we're very excited to be honoring him. We've been having our annual Miracle Ball, which is our big fundraiser event, and each year we honor a Joe Nuxhall humanitarian, and we're excited to be honoring Lance this fall.
When is that going to be?
That is in October. I can't give the specific date.
So is that like a black tie dinner?
No, it's.
I don't think they have black tie dinners anymore.
No, not. It's business casual type thing. Yeah.
And that's going to be where?
At the Jungle Gym's Oscar Center.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's funny. It comes to mind. Talk about no one gets dressed anymore. I hate to bring this up, but I went to the Dave Parker funeral on Thursday, and I remember when I was a kid, go to funerals, everybody wore a shirt and tie.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my mom and dad took me on a plane for the first time. Everybody's wearing a shirt and tie. Going on a plane now, you're wearing shorts and flip-flops.
Right.
I mean, I don't know.
I know.
Now, you were a teacher, okay, so
Yes.
you could relate to this. And I taught 7th grade, was it junior high school, intermediate school 59 in Queens for 2 years. And when I went to school, I had to wear a tie until 9th grade. And from 10, 11, and 12 at Lafayette High School, where Sandy Koufax went,
Wow.
I had to wear a college shirt but no tie.
Yeah.
I think, and maybe I'm way off base, but I think that the dress factor goes hand in hand with the learning process. And when a kid goes to school wearing a Budweiser T-shirt, I don't think he's in the mindset to learn. That's just my take.
I don't disagree with you. It's funny you mentioned this. I actually remember writing down my last few years some of those things that kids had on their T-shirts that came out. And
4-letter words,
and
too,
This
I
is
think.
elementary school, yeah. Yeah, well, our culture has definitely changed in that direction. I would love to see I'm all for dress code. I think we start with teachers.
Well, the Catholic
Teachers
high schools have it.
Set the standard, and then have the kids
I've
follow.
seen teachers now when in and around schools wearing jeans and a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't think it shouldn't be casual.
Yeah.
There's a difference between teacher and student. He's not your buddy.
Right.
He's your mentor.
Right.
And
I think it's a good discipline thing, a self-discipline thing.
Right. I mean, when you get into the work field, but you know what? People in the office now don't get dressed, and 90% of the people don't even go to an office. They work from home, which is ludicrous because no one really works from home. You have the TV on, and you're having a cup of coffee, and you're talking to your friends. And, you get paid for it. All right. So we got the fee, we got the volunteers. Mm-hmm. Is it a year-round program?
Not yet, but we hope to be. Our next big dream actually is to build an indoor facility.
Wow.
The Hope Center, yeah.
On the same land.
Yes, yeah. City again,
So
Fairfield's been awesome. Sure. It's called the Joe Nuxhall Hope Center. We're good news. We've raised about $3 million. Bad news is we need 9 more. But
from the same people that from before.
Hopefully, some. A lot of the same people are still interested in in helping support us. But it's going to be a 32,000 square foot facility featuring a large gym. The gym will be the home of the Butler County Special Olympics basketball program.
Wow.
We hope to do a lot of activities there. There's so many wheelchair activities
maybe?
we can do. We're not going to do a pool. That was another level. We didn't. Yeah, that's a whole another level of maintenance and such. We'll have a huge multi-purpose room. We're going to have specialized equipment for kids with special needs. We're going to have some therapy rooms. I don't know if you're familiar with the Pinball Garage in Hamilton.
Well, yes.
Awesome guy.
Yes.
He's Brad Baker. He's going to donate a pinball room, so we'll have accessible pinball room there. And then kind of on the personal side, we're going to have a community room, and it will house all of Dad's memorabilia. So what was in Dad's basement will now be displayed forever there. So we've
like
got
a museum.
There'll be some cool things. It's kind of funny. I was thinking today's the 70th anniversary of when Dad pitched in the All-Star game in Milwaukee in 1955.
Where were you?
And I was 1 year old. Probably back here at home. But, I've got a few items from that. I've got the bat signed by all the players, Stan Musial, Hank Aaron. So that'll be on display in the community. So I think people will be interested. We hope to build this facility to inspire people. Certainly it'll be functional for who we serve, but we're really working on the wow factor. When people walk in, that they're inspired.
Right.
I tell people all the time, you don't have to have the last name of Nuxhall to make a difference in the community. It really comes from your heart. What you want to do to make a difference, in the world.
I want to back up a little bit. What other memorabilia do you have from Dad? I'd like to know. What does he have at home?
Oh gosh,
jerseys from the clubs.
We have some jerseys,
hats.
Few hats.
Just Reds hats?
I think the bat, probably the All-Star bat's one of the World Series rings.
Kansas City Athletic stuff?
Kansas City Athletics hat, quite a few bats. Trying to think of other things. Got a glove. Got some cool stuff.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. I go up there just to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I love about the Joe Nuxhall Miracle Leagues? These people donated big-time money because they did it from their heart. They want to do it. There's no naming rights. Am I correct on that? I mean, a lot of times they say, I'll give you this money, but I want my name on the building or on the stadium.
Yeah, that's so true. So many people, they didn't ask for anything in
return.
Right. Yeah.
That happens all the time. You see people's name all the place, all over, and they say, "Who is this guy?" Why?
Yeah,
like an ego thing.
Right.
No, this was out of love.
Yeah. Some people don't want to be recognized.
Because the Hatton Foundation gave almost $3 million, right?
$500,000.
Half?
Yes.
Oh, half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you would think maybe it'd be Hatton Field or something like that.
It is Hatton Park at the front. We did
right,
that.
But you did that. Yeah. I don't think he asked for it.
Correct.
That's amazing. This is wonderful. I mean, I could go on for days talking about the Joe Nuxhall Miracle League, Kim Nuxhall, his daddy. Everybody loves Joe Nuxhall, and today's the day to show your love right here. Where? On WDJO.
Big Blue Moving and Storage has been voted Kentucky's #1 moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across country, we have you covered. Our highly trained moving crews are among the top in the nation and can make your move quick and stress-free. We only employ the best of the best, and our movers are the highest paid in the area, which is why we like to say, happy movers make happy customers. From packing and moving to unpacking, organizing, and even storage, Big Blue can do it all, or we can quickly come move the big stuff. We leave that decision up to you, allowing you to control the cost of the move. We charge a flat hourly rate that is prorated to the minute, and our clock doesn't start until we get to your home. Our pricing is clearly outlined on our website, and there are no hidden fees. Big Blue Moving is locally owned and operated in Florence, Kentucky. This means from mover to manager to owner, we take pride in what we do and truly cherish the reputation we've built. So if you want to experience a whole new way of moving, give us a call today at 859-608-BLUE. Big Blue Moving. Just move it.
You know, it's easy to turn your unwanted, broken, or unused gold and silver jewelry and coins into needed cash. Gold and silver class rings, wedding bands, and coin collections can all be turned into needed cash fast at Franklin Street Coin Company in Evendale. They are paying more because they buy more. Get the highest prices available fast at Franklin Street Coin Company, a proud sponsor of Ohio State sports. Go Buckeyes!
Did you know that recycling is not only great for the environment, but also a good source of cash? At River Metals Recycling, every pound of scrap metal we buy is turned into something new again. That old car or refrigerator in your garage can be used to make a new bridge or even a hospital bed. Come visit either of our two Greater Cincinnati River Metals Recycling locations to help reduce waste, conserve resources, and protect our environment. Learn more at r-m-recycling.com.
Success is often determined by how well you plan and prepare for life's biggest moments. It's the confidence that comes from knowing you and your loved ones are protected for generations. You can rest assured knowing you've made the right choice, placing your trust in Western and Southern. From life insurance to retirement and investments, Western and Southern helps provide the peace of mind you need so you can be in the moment with the ones you love. Visit westernsouthern.com/rest assured to get started today.
WDJO.
What's the point? Every Saturday at 8 a.m., WDJO. And before I forget this, I have a short memory. I want to thank you for coming in, Kim Nuxhall. You were great today.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you.
We move along right now, and I want to run this by you, okay? Because I want to talk about athletes. You deal with them. Your dad was one of the best. I loved him to death. I did, really did. I'm watching this thing on on Netflix called The Quarterbacks, right? And they have three quarterbacks. They have Kirk Cousins, which I love because he's a regular Joe, gets his hair cut at Great Clips. Love the guy. Then they have Jared Goff from the Lions. All right, he's up and down career. He's doing well with Detroit. And Joe Burrow, all right? And I got no problem. I got no beef with Joe Burrow. However, he's the loudest one of them all. He says he doesn't want to be public. Well, you create that when you go to Paris and wear a suit with no back to it. I mean, you're gonna get some notoriety,
get some attention. Yeah.
But here's the deal, which I don't get. And maybe I'm way off base. These athletes have what they call foundations. Mm-hmm. All right, I think a foundation really is just a tax shelter. That's what it is. I mean, I don't know what they do with the money with the foundations. None of my business. But I think it's a tax shelter.
Yeah.
So he's got his foundation. He wants to help the people where he lives up there, where Adams County, whatever it is.
Yeah.
All right. Then he comes out and says he was going to buy a Batmobile. Now, how much is a freaking Batmobile? $3, $4, $5 million. I mean, if you really, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, the word hypocrite came to my mind. All right. And Joe, if you're listening, we could talk about it. I apologize, but this is from my heart. The word hypocrite came out because you have $3 million to buy a freaking Batmobile. I don't know where you would park it, because if you parked it over the Rhine, it'll be gone in an hour. Really. So you have a Batmobile for $3 million, but you have a charity that you want to support with foundation. $3 million, you could feed everybody in over the Rhine. See, if I had $3 million for a Batmobile, I wouldn't do it. I would feed people. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd go to the Joe Nuxhall Miracle Leagues. I mean, maybe my mindset's wrong. Maybe what the hell do you need a friggin' Batmobile for? And what are you going to do with it? And where do you park it? Really? I mean, I'm watching this on Netflix. I just look at this. My head's spinning. I mean, I could see an 8-year-old kid wants it. And he goes to Daddy, and Daddy says, you can't have it because it's not practical. We don't have that kind of money, all right? But a grown man, 27 years old, a Batmobile, Joe, get married, have some kids. Be like Jared, be like Kurt Cousins. Got 2 kids. He's a good husband. I love Kurt Cousins. Never met him. I was hoping maybe Atlanta comes here this year. I want to meet him and hug him. He is a throwback like Joe Nuxhall.
Is that right?
Kurt Cousins is my guy.
Nice.
All right.
Good to hear.
So
Good to hear.
Right,
well, hopefully Joe, in the end, will donate his Batmobile.
Oh my goodness.
To his charity.
Or raffle it off
down the
maybe
road.
or
Yes, down the road. Maybe
I
that's.
wish him well. I
Yeah.
hope the Bengals go to the Super Bowl. But
yeah.
Joe, you got to get your priorities straight, man. I mean, really, Batmobile, really. I don't get it. Let's talk about fundraising. How does the Joe Nuxhall Miracle League stay in business? How do you gain money?
Wow. We have so many. And that's another awesome thing that's happened is many of our families have events and raise money. They'll have golf outings and raise money for us. Personally, for us as an organization, we just finished one of our larger ones is our annual car show, Cruise In for Kids car show.
Spots here on WDJO.
Yes. Thank you. And but our biggest event is the Miracle Ball I mentioned earlier in the fall, where we recognize a humanitarian each year. So that's our largest fundraiser. But yeah, it's just knocking on doors. We're a persistent, patient bunch. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier now because when you first started, they said, "What are you talking about?
Right.
What's this dream? How's it
Right.
going to happen?"
Right.
Now they say, "Oh yeah, I heard of that."
Right.
And you
Right.
have pictures. It's a
we
lot
always
easier now.
encourage people to come out. People see it, hear about it on the radio, whatever. But I always encourage people to come out, especially on a Saturday morning or a Friday night, and watch the kids play. That's when it really hits you, when you see the magic. We use the term the joy factory, and it really is. It's a joyful place to be.
Is it more boys and girls, or young men, young women? How does that divide work?
It's funny. I never paid attention.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. No,
So-
I don't know.
At age?
Yeah.
From where?
I guess probably more boys. I don't know.
From what?
So ages 4 and up.
4
Yeah.
and up.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
And you have to check to see what kind of disability you have?
Right. So our organizations, the YMCA and Therapeutic Rec, so they divide teams up kind of according to ability and so on.
So you have kids
Yeah.
with Down syndrome, autism, wheelchair access.
You name it. Yeah.
And they're all there.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
And the beautiful thing with that is that I'm sure the parents have to bring them there.
Yes.
So they're there, they're sitting in the stands watching their kids play, kind of socializing with other parents saying, well, I have a hard time getting, well, so do I, and
Exactly.
they share their
Right.
I hate to
Exactly.
use the term grief, but they
Right.
share their problems.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. They've formed a really special community, special bond for sure. Yeah.
I bet they have.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this. Let me see if you could give me some sort of 13 years now, some sort of success stories that you've seen over the years. Some kids that have really grown because of attending.
Yeah, that's been fun to see some of the players that started out at age 4 and now, are 13, 14 years old.
Wow.
And to know or look back and see, well, they were hitting originally off of a tee, and now they're hitting a pitched ball. It may not seem like a big deal to you and I, but it is to them. So we've had a few who have been able to maybe walk a few steps where they couldn't before. So that's been fun to see. But Tish and I talk about it all the time. It's almost a story a week where a parent or grandparent comes up to us in tears,
Really?
just thanking us. I never thought my child would ever be able to play ball. So that's such a rewarding thing. But one of the really other cool stories that stands out. I mentioned we have a mascot now, Joey the can-do kangaroo. Joey, a baby kangaroo. So Joey, we really want to make Joey special, and Joey actually has leg braces. So he has a special needs. We actually have a couple children's books talking about Joey's determination and so on to run and play. So we had Joey out for a game, and one of the parents comes up with their little boy and looks at Joey and says, says to their son, look, Billy, Joey has leg braces just like you. And that was a moment.
You right in the
That was a
gut.
moment. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Tyler, our executive director, was inside. He was doing Joey that day. He says he starts crying. Well, you can't wipe your tears. He said he couldn't see after that, but that was a cool moment. Yeah.
Oh, gee. You know, we do this show and talk about the nonprofits and people with special needs on a weekly basis every Saturday. And people, you know, they'll say, well, why would I listen? I'm not. Let me just say this. You don't know how quickly one can become a special needs individual. Why do I say that? I'm reading stories. I see this on TV. This kid was hit by a drunk driver in a wheel. He was in a wheelchair, and they got hit again by another drunk driver recently. I think the other day it was. I saw that on TV, and he's special needs. I mean, he was fine. Now he's a special needs individual. Right. You just don't know.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Quickly your life can change in a matter of seconds. Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, does one have to have a special background to be a volunteer with you guys?
No. It was a little bit of training from our organizations, just how to deal with the kids and so on, but nothing special. No, basically just have a heart for helping kids. Right.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, as we close the curtain here on this show, and again, I'm going to thank you for coming down here. You know, it's amazing that your dad had the foresight to put this. This is what he wanted, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, his legacy is this.
Right.
You could talk about 300 wins as a pitcher. This is a lot better. Because this is helping people, and he always wanted to help people. He always did. I mean,
I always felt Dad, the day he signed his contract and pitched at age 15, he spent the rest of his life thanking people, and that's how he did it. He never said no to anyone. This project, he would have just loved it. It's a scholarship fund, and so many things he would be so proud of.
I don't want to get personal, but I'm thinking like his contract in Major League Baseball. Don't tell me what it was. I don't want to know. Maybe he made like tops 50,000, 80,000.
Lower.
Okay. If he played today,
26.
He's a $5 million guy. I mean, think about that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it that things change. When I was a kid, and I hate to go back there, I get the New York Daily News for a nickel. Now I get the Sunday New York Times for $6.50. So things are in proportion right now. But he'd be making $5-6 million today. How do I say thank you to you? Really? How can I say thanks?
I appreciate you and all you've done to support Dad over the years.
We got to get the stamp. That's what we got to do. We'll do that. But you'll be back with Tish.
Absolutely.
And Tyler.
Absolutely.
God bless you.
Yeah,
Have a
thank
great
you.
weekend.
Thank you,
Thank you
Andy.
once again for coming.
Thank you.
Kim Nuxhall right here on WDJO.